Welcome to Lair the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, songs I used to really like that I am completely burnt out on, that I can't listen to anymore. These are songs I used to really be into, but maybe because radio played it like crazy or MTV played it like crazy, or I've just heard the song too many times. I am just burnt out on them and can't get into them anymore. All right, let's jump right into it. Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion. As a bass player when I was younger, this was a song that every bass player had to learn. Had the cool bass intro. I do like the vocal harmonies in the chorus, but oh boy, from playing this song in what seemed like every classic rock cover band I was in, and hearing every cover band seem to play this song and it getting played like crazy on the radio, I am just fried on this song. Can't get into it anymore. This is unfortunate because this is one of my favorite bands, but Thunderstruck. When this song first came out, I thought that guitar intro was super cool. Now I have just heard this song too many times. Living here in Tampa and a hockey fan who goes to a lot of hockey games, Tampa Bay Lightning, Thunderstruck, Tampa Bay Lightning, they play this song at the beginning of the games, during the games, at the end of the games. They just play it like crazy. I have just heard this song too many times, and it's taken a lot of the fun and enjoyment out of it for me. So, Thunderstruck. Now, there's a bunch of songs that get played like crazy on the radio that I still do really like, that I'm not burnt out on, but I'm going to make a separate video on those. Metallica from the Black Album. I could have gone, of course, with Enter Sandman, but I've never been a huge fan of Enter Sandman to begin with, so the Unforgiven. I used to really like that song, used to really like the video, but then after the 10,000th time it showed up on MTV, I just got tired of it, can't really listen to it anymore. Used to dig the song, but man, I have just heard it too many times. I am burnt out on it. The Unforgiven. All right, here's another one because of being a bass player. Come Together. Again, it's a bass line that every young bass player learns, that every classic rock band plays. You hear it on the radio, you hear it in commercials. I'm just burnt out on it, tired of it. Great album, but I am tired of Come Together from the Beatles. A lot of these are because I guess I'm a musician and I've played some of these songs too many times. This is another one. This has got both things here. Rock and roll. I could have went with Stairway to Heaven, but honestly, when I hear Stairway to Heaven, there's still times where I crank that song up and go, man, this is a masterpiece. Rock and roll, though, totally tired of it. Every classic rock band plays it. Bored to death with it. It's a straight ahead like blues progression, so that's why it's sort of easy for a lot of bands to play when you're jamming with musicians. They play this. It gets played on the radio a lot, and it's just a song that when I first bought this record, I loved it, but I am just bored with it, totally tired of it. If it comes on the radio, I turn it off. All right, this one's really to blame on the radio. Baba O'Reilly. There was a point in time where I swear it was almost comical. If I got in my car and listened to the local radio station for 15 to 30 minutes, you were almost guaranteed to hear Baba O'Reilly. And it's such a shame because there's so much great music out there, and these radio stations just insist on playing some of the same songs over and over. Used to love this song with that keyboard, sequenced keyboard thing or whatever that is that goes through the song, the big chords. It's super catchy, but hearing this song literally every time, felt like every time I turned my radio on, it almost became like a comical joke where I get in my car and just see how long I could last in my car listening to the radio before Baba O'Reilly came on, and it never failed. If I was in my car for at least 30 minutes, it felt like I was guaranteed to hear this song. So thank you, radio, for ruining a pretty cool song. This one I don't have the record for, but another one bites the dust from Queen. When I was younger and first getting into music, I remember our local radio station would play that song like crazy. I mean, I'm talking once or twice an hour. And I would sit there and record the song over and over again so that I could just play the tape, and I had it like recorded 20 times in a row so I wouldn't have to rewind it. And I remember the radio station had a contest where you could call in and you'd win the album. And I called in, I won the album. Seemed like it took months for them to get it in. And then my dad took me to the radio station, and they let me kind of come in, and I could see the DJ, and he was, there was music playing on the station, but he was taking requests. So people were calling in. It wasn't live, they were playing music. But people would call in, and he did say, can you play AC/DC? No. Can you play Black Sabbath? No. And he just kept going until he got, can you play Another One Bites the Dust by Queen? Okay, hold on. And then he'd hit, recorded. Hey, you're on the radio station here. What do you want to hear? And to make it sound like it was spontaneous or something. And I remember that took some of the magic out of radio, because I realized that they weren't really taking requests. They were just waiting till somebody called in and requested the song that they wanted to play. All right, last pick for me here is another one. I almost said another one. Another Brick in the Wall. Part 2, I don't know, the one that they play on the radio. I don't remember which part that is. This is another song that I loved it when I was younger. You're in school. We don't need no education. You get behind all that. But, oh man, heard this way too many times. Played it in way too many bands. I hear too many bands play this. It is my least favorite song on this album. Some people might have said Comfortably Numb, but I love David Gilmour's guitar solo in that. When it gets to the end of that song, I love that solo. I like the middle section in that song. But Another Brick in the Wall, I am just burnt out on that song. I just can't listen to it anymore. All the charm has been taken away from it. All right, so the moral of this story is don't join a cover band. Don't be a cover band musician, or you're going to get tired of a lot of these songs. Or don't listen to too much radio, because you'll get sick of these songs. Those are the two main culprits for me for burning me out on these songs. And I could have thrown in some other honorable mentions, like there's that song Children of the Sun by Billy Thorpe that the radio just plays like crazy. Used to like that song, can't listen to it anymore. Slow Ride by Foghat, too much on the radio. There used to be an amusement park near where I lived, and every time you'd go there was a ride that just played Slow Ride by Foghat over and over. It was one of these things that spun you around in a circle, and no matter where you were in the park, you could hear Slow Ride. And so if you were there for a couple hours, you just heard Slow Ride nonstop, and it ruined that song for me. I hear it today, and it still takes me back to that amusement park. But all right, there you go. Let me know down in the comments down below some songs that you used to really like, that you are tired of hearing, that you are burnt out on. Let me know in the comments down below. And until we see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.